Hey guys, it's John from John's Journey to Happiness. Firstly, I just want to say thank you to everyone that has watched, liked, subscribed, left comments on the welcome video. I really appreciate it, so thank you. So I thought for the second video I'd do a Q&A. So I put a post out on Tumblr asking people to send me some asks, and thankfully I did get quite a few, so I appreciate every single one of them, and I thank you for taking the time to do that. With no further ado, let's get into it. So first up was a question from one of the people that I follow for a long time on Tumblr, Fat Girl Gets Fit at Last. So your question was, what was the original catalyst that made me begin my current journey to fitness and health? So I mentioned I graduated from university in 2013. This was kind of one of the main moments that made me realise that I had slipped so far down. It was the day on the graduation. I took family photos. Looking back on them after the event, I just felt horrible. It made me realise how big I was. There was a couple of other things that happened on that day. So we had to go get graduation photos, weren't able to use the lift, had to climb up 5 flights of stairs, and by the time I got up there I was huffing and puffing, sweating, and it was kind of embarrassing for somebody at that age to be like that. That is a scary thing. And then there was the robe. It was awkward because everyone else could just walk in and grab one. They had to go specifically find one for me because I was that big. Yeah, so there was a couple of things on that day. There was one other thing that motivated me to take that push in December 2013, and that was the basically my niece Millie was born on November 19th, and it kind of dawned on me that I also want to be around for her, and that was the kind of thing that clicked in my mind. That was a case of, okay, the time is now. Next question from another person that I follow as well on Tumblr, Samini. So thank you for asking that, and I do apologise if I've pronounced that completely wrong. So you asked, what is my dream job? So my dream job would be involving photography. Ideally I would love to be a travel photographer or photojournalism. So yeah, thank you for asking that one. So the next question, one of the anonymous ones that I got on Tumblr, how do I stay motivated to work out? To me, staying motivated, personal thing in the sense that if you want it hard enough, you will stay motivated. Motivation comes from within, and if what you want in your fitness journey is to lose weight and be happier and so on, then you will have that motivation inside you. There will always be times where you're not going to be motivated, but there comes a point where you look inside yourself. I know that sounds very deep, but you look inside yourself, you find what it is that motivates you on this journey, and you will dig deep, you will fight for it, and you will go for those goals that you set yourself. Next up is another anonymous question. So I got two similar to this. One of them's got another question into it, but I'll answer these two together. So what food plan do I follow? Truthfully, this is where I struggle most. It's where I am weakest, and I know people will probably go comment on this point and they say weight loss is done through a diet, and that is no dispute on that. I've always come for 8, and it's a struggle at times with the headspace where if I'm having a down day, I will turn to the comfort food. Nobody's perfect. I think everyone has these moments, and it's hard to defeat that. So in terms of a food plan, a diet plan, I don't follow one. It is something that I am looking into for me to sort of capitalise on the workouts that I'm doing. I know I need to adjust my diet, and it is something that I'm going to focus on in the next coming weeks. But we all have struggles, and that's what this journey is all about. The other part to that question as well from one of the anonymous was, what has been the hardest part of your journey? For me, the hardest part is dealing with the mental health stuff, I'd say. I don't want to touch on it too deeply because I want to do a separate video on it, but if there's ever one thing that distracts me from losing weight, it's the headspace. And I feel like discovering all the parts of that and learning to deal with it, that has been my hardest struggle on this journey. Just a couple more to go. So next one, so this is another anonymous question. Just watched your first YouTube video, John. I have to say I like you even more. Thank you. A question I'd like to see you answer is about anxiety and confidence. I feel like I'm more confident than I've ever been, but my anxiety with new people is really bad. I feel like I stumble my words and such because I'm overthinking it. Is there any techniques you know of that I could use to stay calm and natural when speaking to new people? I find that exactly the same with new people. It is difficult trying to communicate yourself effectively without sounding silly. So what I'd say in terms of advice wise for this is, what I try to do is think of what I want to say before I say it in my head and have it clear in my mind. Just take a deep breath, focus on your words that you want to say, and just say them. If you stumble over them, nobody's going to judge you upon that. It's just a case of, yes, you'll feel silly. I feel silly as well when I can't get out what I'm properly thinking, but nobody's going to think negative of you for that. It's a case of just compose yourself, take time, and eventually it'll get easier. Next question's from another person that I'm a mutual with on Tumblr, so thank you for this, Wayne from Australia. So you asked, what has been my biggest fitness achievement so far? I don't think I could say there's one particular one. It's kind of made up of a lot of little kind of things. So the first time that I did a 5k on the treadmill, the first time I jogged for a few minutes straight, the first time I cycled 20-25 kilometers. So all those little things in terms of the 5ks, the 10ks and all of that, they are what make up my biggest fitness achievement. So last question, once again from another person that I follow on Tumblr and been great mutuals, share a love of photography. There's no fear in failure. So you've asked me a couple of things, so I'll run through them one by one. So first one is, what is one quote that helped motivate you? If there was one that I wanted to pick, it would be by Robin Williams, and it's, you will have bad times, but they will always wake you up to the stuff you weren't paying attention to. That to me speaks so many volumes in my mind. There's so many things where you are going through a bad time, but they will always point you to seeing the light, seeing the positivity within your life, and that's what that quote does to me. The next question that you asked was, what has been the biggest setback and what has helped you get past it? So I touched before on one of the hardest parts of this journey is the mental health, and I know I've just mentioned it then, but it's still something I want to discuss separately. To me, that is possibly the biggest thing that has set me back. So I had to just stop that then, because there's some people that have just walked up, as you can see. They weren't in the shop before. So yeah, so I just had to pause that there. So what question were we on? What is the one thing that you've always wanted to do but have been too afraid to do it? The one main thing that I've been afraid to do in terms of fitness wise is to take up swimming. So I've always loved swimming, and it's something that I really want to try and take up again. It's something that I'm afraid to do because of the body confidence issues. So I am very much about the body positivity, self-love movement, and it's something that I've done on my blog a lot, but it's still something that affects me. The thought of going to the swimming pool and being in there with other people when I'm topless is still a scary kind of moment. So it's something that I'm afraid to do, but something I'm wanting to work on this journey. So that kind of wraps up Q&A. So I thank every single one of you for sending those asks. I really do appreciate it. I just want to say once again, thank you to everyone that has liked, subscribed and left comments on the first video. I really do appreciate every single one of you, and thank you for helping me take this project to the next level and continue to do the videos. If there's anything you want to ask, drop it down below. Hit that subscribe button as well. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, you'll see me in the next video. Most likely going to be some stuff from a trip that I'm doing to Scotland at the end of this week. It's my girlfriend's birthday, so I'm going to go and take her up there for the weekend, so I'm sure there'll be plenty of videos. So, but anyway, sun's going down, so I will leave you with the beautiful sunset, and I thank you once again. Cheers guys.